Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Ladies, understand something. The top end of a woman's weight is 145 pounds. Okay. My mother's 5'9", and she was 145 pounds until she was 50. That's the top end of your weight, because there should be about a 40-pound difference between you and men.
Basically, if the guy is rich, what ends up happening is the lawyer contacts the person and be like, hey, you know, your name gonna be all in the paper, so you might as well just settle out of court.
I can recognize talent. Even if I don't agree with the politics, a lot of the politics that was underlying in the show and some of the sentiments he was trying to share, I recognize artistry when an artist is present.
Yes, this is the definition of absolutely cooked. We'll never go back and take a look at her bad decision and take accountability for any of that.
Because there is powerful people in the industry, somehow there is a different law that applies to them. And I agree with that assessment.
Mantra, slave songs, slave ship, rip skin, made me rip bones. But no matter how close I hide, my ancestors speak. They tell me the tide isn't front on us like we're weak. I haven't been getting sleep, longing to sing until I surpass peak. Until they think we are equal, please. All I want is peace. My ancestors beat drums until their bones would bleed, begging the generations remember our story.
Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. Peace and blessings. Glory, praise, and honor to the Most High. How's everybody feeling today? Good, I hope. Shout outs to Rob, shout outs to Sydney, shout outs to my poets, my producers, my podcasters, my artists, my painters, my dancers, my musicians. Much love to the reposters, to the likers, to the sharers. Thank you. Appreciate you very much, very much. You see the title? I got a video that I'm going to play to go with that, just in case you need a refresher on this particular person. I want to address Marlon. Actually, I want to address everybody involved, just for my own sanity. Nothing personal against anyone. It's just I'm so over seeing stories like this. Like, when does it ever get old? When does the maturity set in for these people? I swear, nothing but a bunch of grown children, man. What I'm gonna do here, I have a clip that I'm gonna bring up. Hold on. I'm gonna put this up on the big screen. If you could do me a solid, repost, share, let the people know that we are live. And if you're not following me on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. All right. You know I'm unfiltered. I don't do politics. I really don't care for it. And you know how we do it on the internet. You know how this shit right here, it's sad, man. It's fucking hilarious. It's sad. It's ridiculous. At some point, you would think that we would have figured this stuff out and wouldn't be still making the same mistakes over and over again. But I digress. We are here. So let's go ahead and get this out the way. And then I'm going to go ahead and give my 2 cents. For those of you who are not familiar with Brittany Renner, here's a quick recap. Shout outs to the young lady who shared this, because I probably would have gone on a longer rant about it. She surmised it pretty fair. Yeah, Big screen, big screen, big screen. All right. This is about a 5-minute joint. I might pause it. I might not. I might just let it run all the way through. It depends. Let's get into it.
Brittany Renner is shaking, and everybody is talking about this. PJ Washington of the Dallas Mavericks was awarded about 4 weeks ago $90 million contract. At first, I was seeing $89 million, but no, they said it's $90 million contract that goes into 2030. Well, he was just ordered to pay $5,500 a month in child support to Brittany Renner. Not the lick that she thought that he was going to be. There's a lot to this story. Let's talk about it. For those who don't know anything about Brittany Renner and PJ Washington, they were in a relationship when PJ was very, very young, when he first got into the league. Now, she met him when he was playing college basketball, and everybody was talking about her, how she would go to the games, how she kind of scouted him, okay? Well, her scouting him led to him being in, they both were each other's first children experience together. They had their first kid together. Everybody was dogging PJ like, you really picked the girl that everybody had. But he tried to take A304, turned it into a housewife. I saw Jason Lee live with Brittany Renner, and she told her story about how they broke up, and he put her out when their baby was like a couple months old. Now, Brittany Renner has been through a lot. She has like a white mom who's like a little trailer trash, a little ghetto, and she had a dad that was in prison, black dad in prison for a lot of years. So this is one of those mixed girls who's coming from a lot of trauma, but because of her biracial beauty, she's able to get in a lot of those high-powered rooms. She said she slept with Colin Kaepernick, Drake, Future, name an artist in the industry. Brittany Renner done had them. She turned which once was like her fitness kind of persona into like a fun girl persona.
Let me go ahead and stop it real quick. Your upbringing absolutely matters. At the end of the day, it's up to you what your identity is going to be. You can blame your parents. You can blame your environment. But for so long, how far is that going to really take you in life? Because when you get out here in the real world and start dealing with responsibilities and bills, and your spiritual awareness becomes more obvious, you can't hold the hand of your past the same way that you did when you was 12, 13, and 14. The older you get, the less of an excuse, the less people care, the less the world really gives a shit. In that household, it's magnified. Who you are, everybody sees it. Everybody knows it. But as soon as you start to branch out and you decide that you want to experience the world through your own personal lens and not through the eyes of other people, and you want to go out here and deal with men and women in your own way, and you want to find out what it's like to have that thrill and that rush, and you want to travel and do X, Y, and Z, you no longer are going to have these past experiences to get you out of certain conditions. You're going to have to deal with that on your own. That part of you has nothing to do with the part of you that ventured off into your own world. Brittany Renner, PJ Washington, you are two people that never should have gotten together in the first place. I say that a lot. You'll hear me say that a lot. A lot of men and women who end up having children or end up in relationships or dating, you were never supposed to take it as far as you did, but you do it anyway. Most of us do it. And as a byproduct, you bring innocent adults and children and business into a future that had no business being a future, no pun intended. Let's continue with the video.
Then she went and got into Islam. Then when she got with Kevin Gates, she took the hijab off. Now, PJ Washington was interesting about him. I followed him and his wife, Alicia Chanel, for a long time. And every day they post Bible scriptures. They show each other praying together. So I think a lot of this karma is you got some praying people and you got Brittany Renner over there playing with Allah. Not saying nothing wrong with the Nation of Islam. People say, undo Allah. I get moved. I feel like it's so spiritual and deep. But I think that she was over there playing in that cloth and God done got her for it. And you're not going to tell me no different. She went from fully covered, fully clothed. Even though this is fully clothed, I actually love this dress. She took the hijab off when she left the man playing into people's religion. And now he's only got to pay her $66,000 a year. He could literally pay her off for the next 18. That 90 million, I would pay it up and never, or I would just have her on that 66,000 retainer forever. Or you could pay it off and say, thank you. If you want the whole lump sum of the whatever couple $1 million, sign here. Because he's young, y'all. He 2030, he ain't gonna be, he's still gonna be low-key a spring chicken. He's gonna be older in the game, but not really, you know? And his wife, baby, she gets a Chanel a day. That little $1,000 he gotta throw her, his wife gets that in bags. I don't have the full video, but I posted it before. You know, recently, a couple months ago, there was an altercation where they were doing the exchange of their child, Brittany Renner and PJ Washington. And Alicia Chanel, pictured here, which is PJ Washington's wife, she was in the car. She was sitting quietly from what I saw in the video. And Brittany Renner's mom had the camera. And she's coming up to the car. You won't give your son has 11K in his account, but you give all your money to your 304. Mind you, this is his wife. Brittany Renner's son that with PJ Washington is crying really bad. She's like, every time he has to leave, he gets like this. Yes, sister, because he's like 3 or 4 years old, and you're his mom. He doesn't want to leave you. His grandma's yelling, all this aggressive energy. And, you know, they just were antagonizing his wife, which made Alicia Chanel and the mom get into a fight. Like they antagonized it. It was all from their view. So if this is your camera view, I'm going to go from your lens. And it looked like they antagonized her, leading to God is the biggest comedian, him having a $90 million contract, awarded like a few days later. So PJ Washington, he must be one of God's favorites. He has a beautiful wife. He has loving children. That lady stays pregnant with a whole basketball team of boys. He can throw Brittany Renner them little 500,000, that little money, that little, not even 500,000. He only got to give her 66 a year. And I would block her number and say, don't call me for anything. My nannies will exchange my son. Here's your 66K. We don't want to hear from you. And have my wife block her. And leave her drama with her and her white mama.
Nothing but a headache. Nothing but a headache. You saw Brittany Renner. You saw her body. You saw how she was getting passed around. Even though we're going to sit up here and try to make an excuse for her succubus ways, like she targeted specific groups of men to have sex with in hopes of locking them down Maybe she just wanted to have fun. Maybe she just wanted to sample different penis sizes. I guarantee at least one or two of them she wanted to marry. She wouldn't have minded getting the ring because the money came with it, and she wouldn't have had to worry about struggling again. Her morals are hypocritical because she believes in certain shit, but the things that she practices contradict everything that she says. Like, she'll get in front of social media, had these conversations with folks that are notable in the community, and she'll have all the common sense in the world, but she'll still go out here and pass her body around to whoever can afford her in her eyes, because her value isn't tied to the things that they should be tied to. Her value is tied to how she utilizes her flesh. And with that type of mindset, and you using TikTok and Twitter and Facebook and all these platforms to tell women how to bag a NBA player, how to play with athletes in general because you think they're dumb. We don't forget these videos. You can't put shit like that out on the internet and think people are just going to let that go. Anybody with common sense who's ever seen the video, they know to stay far the fuck away from you. That's why I made a post and I'm like, would you still want to deal with a person who has a past if you didn't know they had one, but you found out that they had one? Like, if you didn't know Brittany Renner had ever did any of this shit, because you know people will be lying, they don't really want to divulge their history. They don't want to talk about how they slept with your uncle, or they slept with your cousins and shit. They don't want to talk about the nasty, dirty shit that they do to people because they know damn well as soon as somebody find out, it's over. So they pretend like, oh, they hit some bumps in the road. It was just some hardships. It wasn't nothing serious. It wasn't really bad. I just had some breakups. You know, they cheated, etc. You blame the guy for everything, whatever. But they don't ever tell their parts. Would you still go forward and deal with that? Absolutely fucking not. Most of the time you won't. Can you rehabilitate somebody who went on the internet and said, this is what you need to do as a woman? You need to go and scout and research, and then you need to plot on these guys because they're dumb. They're dumb and they're just horny. You can finesse them and be taken care of for the rest of your life. Would you trust that? Would you want to? But people like Drake and Future and all these folks, you guys will still sit, know what's out there. You've been in the industry for years. I'm pretty sure you done slept with half the population. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you niggas done caught STDs and got checked and cleaned and all that. I'm certain of it. They got the money and the platform to be able to pick and choose who you want to deal with. Brittany Renner is no different than the rest of the Instagram models on social media. But y'all will still take the risk. Still willing to go the extra mile. just to have a little fun with them, like it's a collectible. It's something. It's just something desirable about having something that most people don't have access to. The average man will never get close to a Britney Renner. You can, but it's not even a flex. It's not. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, what you are really doing is giving the impression that it's okay to have this hedonistic modern day prostitution. All it is. The bigger your bag, the more access you have to the things that you never could have afforded before. Ladies, I want you to understand something, specifically the ones who operate under this you need to be making $100K a year attitude, or you have to be this majestic unicorn of a guy in order for your draws to drop. We are living in modern prostitution. You're an object. You're a shiny toy that hasn't been played with yet. You think it's an even trade? Men and women think it's a fair exchange. Money, sex. You've destroyed connection, community, relationships. Y'all don't even know what love looks like or what it reflects or how it endures, or you've removed humanity from affection. Man, woman, that's all you see. Body. Sex. That's like, I'm trying to word this shit in a way where it's like, all right, all you see is a dick in the vagina, a paycheck. This shit is wild, man. This man got to sit up. First of all, $5,000 is a lot of money for child support. Another thing that bothers me is, all right, I'm gonna come back to that. For men and women who be complaining and bitching and having all of this attitude and anger towards, well, my nigga, you slept with them, so they must not have been all that bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck are we talking about? They pieces of shit, and they this and they that and they that and they that, but you opened your legs, you let them nut up in you, you let them bust on your face, you put penis in your mouth, you you did all that. If they were so horrible of people, why the hell did you lay down with them? Why did you have kids with them? And if these females were as bad as you say they are, if they were all hoes and this, that, and that, and that, why would you fuck around with them? Men and women are some of the, like, we are hypocritical as shit. The same people that you'll lay down with and be intimate with are the same ones that you'll dog out later on. But you knew better. Like, my nigga, you, instead of just having sex, you could have just, I don't know, communicated with them, dated, vetted, really try to get to know them as a human being to find out if they were worth taking the extra steps. But y'all don't do that. You never do it. Y'all just want y'all orgasm. You see something that is sexually attractive, you want to partake of it, but you don't want to look into the future to see if this is worth the orgasm. You don't think about that shit. All you think about is, let me get mine off. So you allow them to finesse you. You allow them to lie to you. You allow them to play in your face, and you know everything that you said later on is the shit that you already recognized months ago. You don't care about that shit. And then you want to cry and bitch later on to the internet and to the rest of the public about how, oh, that nigga ain't shit. He ain't shit. Or she was a whore anyway. Yeah. But you were so stupid that you fell for it. That ain't I ain't shit. That I ain't shit, nigga. You let him finesse you. Oh, Marlon, you're coming up here too. Matter of fact, you're a part of this 1000%. As long as we've been on this planet, most of us, you've dated all of them. You've seen every personality out there. You've even been this guy.
How's your day going?
Oh, not too bad. How you doing?
Awful.
Awful?
As always.
Why are you doing awful?
My girlfriend just dumped me.
Well, yeah, let me go grab something real quick, okay?
You want to?
Yeah.
Are you gonna come back?
Probably not.
Alright.
Yeah. I use the internet to vent. But just own up to your part. Brittany Renner, you know why you are in the position that you're in, right? PJ Washington, you know why you're in the position that you're in, right? Marlon, you know why. Take accountability. Your ideologies are horrible. The things that you trust in and believe in, trash. They're not leading you to abundance. Not the type of abundance that you want. Every day, after getting sued or getting put on child support, y'all don't watch TV. Y'all don't see the game. Has this not been made obvious to the public for generations? There are specific people out here that are looking for a easy paycheck. They don't want to work. They want a lifestyle that they don't deserve. Y'all calling yourselves influencers and all type of shit. You ain't none of it. You just a woman who wears skimpy shit, overly sexual. You have an attitude, and people get behind it and consider and call it personality. Now you gotta pay her $5,000-6,000 a month. You gotta deal with somebody who is constantly trying to say, like, this is like the sheer mess I did a reaction video to this. She's not even insinuating that he's a horrible parent. She just mad because she wants more money. The only thing she cares about is more money. She has a lifestyle that she is trying to maintain, and she can't do it alone on her budget. The simps ain't paying her enough. That's it. All them guys that she ignore and she don't like, but she appreciates your donations, they ain't coming out of pocket enough for her. Her podcast sucked. That shit didn't go nowhere. She tried to work with Pearly. That didn't go nowhere at all. Meanwhile, this guy, even though he was an idiot for fucking with her, seemed like he got his stuff in order. He found him an actual wife. He got him a woman, man. One that is there, locked in with him on some real shit. As far as I know, there is no issues. They seem to be doing good. I bet he wished he would have met her before he ran as a Brittany Renner, though. And I think Brittany Renner is bitter because she probably fucked up that relationship. Because if he was such a horrible dude, why is he happily married now? His wife bought him a whole car. Brittany Renner ain't do no shit like that. When you move with different ulterior motives and you grimy and you'll say shit out your mouth, but you're practicing what is in your heart, it's always going to backfire. And that's exactly why she is where she is now. Now, why is Marlon a part of this? Marlon Wayans is a part of this one because my guy, you married a bot. How is it that you can sue a nigga for or want to take somebody that you're no longer married to court for more money? I can't remember the actual price. It was like Slim one, like 40,000, 50,000 a month. What? What are you buying? What the fuck is going on in these women's mind where they feel so entitled to still live off of someone else's hard-earned money, even though you're not even a part of their life anymore? Greedy and selfish. Don't know human being realistically. We don't need $40,000-$30,000 to survive a month. You can survive off of $4,000 or $5,000 a month. Less than that for real. There's people who survive off of way less than that shit. Everybody ain't pulling in that type of bread. You need 40, 50,000. What are you doing with your money? This is one of those situations why it's like you don't really know who's out here for you, and you unless they was with you when you ain't have nothing. Have fun with them. I don't care if it was Alicia Keys, your favorite Disney Channel crush. If you didn't grow up through hardship, through funerals, through destitution, through withdrawals and addictions, it's not worth it. You're gonna have to try the spirit by the spirit. You can't afford to invest 2-3 years into somebody, all for them to say, "Oh, I'm tired. I don't want to do this no more. Let me go ahead and plan out my exit. I'm going to need you to come up off for 20, 30, 40, 55, 65, 67, 85. Sold. I'm going to need you to do that for me." Even though you did the majority of the work, you're the one that's on the road and in 24 hours a day. You're the one that's signing contracts and doing commercials and doing all of the hard work. I'm really just at home, occasionally giving you some when I feel like I don't really necessarily got to do that. I may cook and clean. I may do some of the traditional shit. I may not do it, but I'm definitely going to be spending this money. I'm bored. I need to go. I'm going to need you to continue to pay for my lifestyle after we are divorced. Thank you. That shit is wild. And a slap in the face of anybody who worked hard for their money. Don't come up in my face acting like you know me and you always adored me and appreciated me when you didn't appreciate shit that I did before. You didn't know who I was for real until now. Now all of a sudden you want to do this and do that for me. Nope, not trying to hear it. Take that bullshit somewhere else. $40,000 and $50,000 a month. House support. Children don't require that much. You don't need that fucking much money to take care of a kid a month. These motherfuckers out here are greedy. They're selfish. They're rude. They're lazy. You never win. Marriage is supposed to be permanent, once in a lifetime. The fact that people get married and divorced always, this is just my take. If you get married to somebody and you get divorced from them, you weren't never supposed to marry them anyway. You weren't. You like the idea of them. You like who they presented themselves to be, but you didn't care enough about yourself to look at all of the facts that were presented before you and say, "I'm sorry, but I am not really willing to deal with this, and this." So as much as I think you're attractive, I can't I can't take you that serious. We can't go that far. We don't do that. So I meet somebody that's hella bad right now, and we joke and laugh, and everything seemed to be cool and whatnot. But then I find out she likes Trump, and I am not a fan of Trump or our religions are different. You do know that is going to affect you in the long run. Absolutely. Because you got to factor in, you might want kids with this person. How do you want to raise your children? Do you want them to be under this religion? Do you want them to be under this? Do you want them to follow this? Y'all going to have that conversation. And if you're not the leader in the household and they don't want to conform to that, they want, like, it's a whole fucking mess. You can't just be taking everybody serious. Sorry. Marlon, TJ, and to the rest of you, these are women who are willing to sacrifice their body for a paycheck. They're literally willing to open up, allow you to impregnate them and have children with you. They'll destroy their body. They'll put in the time. You will be surprised at what a person is willing to do to never have to work or struggle again in life. The hunger, the sheer need to never be in fear of where the next dollar is coming from. The lust, the bloodlust inside of a human being to never want to be alone, to always want to feel welcome, adored, admired, respected, appreciated. People will go to the ends of earth to have a lifestyle that allows them to be free of threats, harm, and danger, while also extracting from everybody else around them by all means necessary. You got folks that rob you on the street. You got folks that extort you. You got people that are scammers. All shapes and sizes. They come in business suits and ties. They come in police badges and uniforms. And they come in streetwalker outfits, stripper uniforms. They come as professional TV broadcasters. They come as prophecy tellers. The danger and risk of just being intimate with just any old body is too far of a danger to be gambling with. But these athletes and these artists don't seem to ever get it. And maybe to them, it's just worth just getting something for a moment. You know how fake this shit really be? Because Brittany Renner will be a chameleon for a millionaire and be a piece of shit to a regular person. Charleston White will be a chameleon amongst white people and be a piece of shit to his own people. Caitlin Clark, Jenna Ortega, Justin Timberlake, Megan Thee Stallion. People play the role that is necessary to get what they need out of the people that they are entertaining or they're trying to pursue. You know damn well Brittany Renner is not about to sit up here and have a heart. This shit is so fake. People like Portia Williams and Shira Seven, they have a real beautiful ass mosaic of a conversation with Channing Tatum or Andrew Tate. You'll sit there for a whole hour, 2 hours, and listen to them go back and forth. Like, they were, yeah, that was smart. That was, yep. I agree with everything you said. And then them same people won't have that conversation with the next person, the regular average person, because it's all bullshit. All of it is bullshit. Most of this shit is crap. Brittany Renner could have the same conversation with any one of us, but she's not going to do it. Why? Because she doesn't really care about that shit. It just sounds good. They say it so that you will buy into what they are producing. And once you buy into what they're producing, they can market and they can continue to push this bullshit out there. I don't even know how. I ain't never been a millionaire in my life, but I watch enough programming to know damn well that I see the differences between here and there. Can't believe everything you see on TV. Most of these celebrities and these folks that y'all be, all them people, yeah, they don't like you. They don't know you. They have no love for you whatsoever. You are a paycheck to them. So I find it funny when they can have these philosophical arguments and discussions on major platforms, but they can't have them same conversations with the regular people. It's because you don't really care. It's not even about that. It's not about the messages. So when a woman like her can use the internet and tell you athletes are dumb, they're easy to finesse, and then she can still end up sleeping around with. She think that these dudes are sleeping with her because of the quality of woman she is. But deep down inside, I believe that women like her know that her pussy is the thing that is getting them to sleep with her. And because she's not easily obtainable by the rest of the populace, so that's a prize to them, but they don't take her serious. Colin Kaepernick didn't take her serious. Trey Songz or whoever the hell else she slept with didn't take her serious. But my guy, TJ Washington, he seemed to have wanted to pour into her a little bit, only to find out that it was not what it was going to be. And then he got rid of her and he found him someone of quality who would actually be a blessing in his life. And in addition, she's not going to be lazy. She's not going to be all for social media. She ain't going to be posted all day on IG showing her body and her box off, trying to finesse more dudes out of money and this, that, and third. He definitely leveled up. Brittany Renner is still on a hamster wheel trying to find her identity and figure out who the fuck she is and why she can't get the type of man that she wants based on her invisible, delusional ass principles. When have you ever seen a 304 successfully finesse somebody and have a happily ever after? I'm not talking about they got the money. Yeah, of course they got the money. I'm talking about at the end when the smoke settles and like they got the money, but they're really not happy. Name me one person. Name me one chick that did nothing conceptually to become successful without the usage of her vagina. That finessed the dude, got the kid, got the money out of it, and is happy. Like really, really legitimately happy. That ain't involved in no drama. She ain't got no stories. There's no post, no little clippings on TikTok or Facebook. She ain't involved in nothing. But she just rolled off into the sunset with this man money without there being problems or issues. Name me one. Highly doubt that you can. I can't. But if you can, hey, that shit ain't even gonna last long because your motives were dirty. You don't even feel low about yourself. Marlon, how did you end up marrying somebody that you ended up getting divorced from? What if she said this woman gave you all of those kids, all of those years, and still has the nerve to say, with everything that you did, that wasn't even enough. What you did wasn't enough. I need 20, 30, 40,000 more. Does that sound like the character of a wife? Does that sound like the character of someone who respected you at one point or loved you at one point? Does that sound like someone that's being considerate of you? If we're being realistic, the number alone is crazy. You should not have to come out of your pocket that much in order to take care of kids. Stop buying shit that you don't need. Why do you need to live in that big ass house? Why is he responsible for your rent? Why is he responsible for your hair, your makeup? Why is he responsible for your livelihood after your parted ways? Y'all take this child support shit and abuse way too much. That's why I'm glad that story came out about there being a 50-50 co-parenting thing. That shit's about to stop a lot of y'all from just trying to go in there and run up the bag and then exit left. Shit is crazy. Y'all done fucked up. Y'all make it very, very difficult for anybody to want to seek or pursue relationships or even entertain the idea of cohabitating with another human being, because every character flaw that drives us in the opposite direction is constantly on social media in our face for critique. That shit, look, if we split up, how can I put this? Damn. If you were with me when I didn't have shit and we split, you are definitely entitled. If you somebody I only know for a few months, couple years or so, don't ask me for a fucking thing. Get out of my face.
Cut it out.
And this don't apply to every woman out there. You do know that. On this side of the internet, we do have common sense. I would love to believe so. We don't take everything personally over here. But a lot of these ladies, man, y'all dirty as hell, man. Getting married just so that you can have a guaranteed paycheck afterwards. Brittany Renner is miserable. She's never going. I don't think she's ever going to have a solid relationship. It's hard for me to believe it. Even after, you had all of these fake ass conversations with Anton and Kevin Samuels, these bullshit. Like when y'all listen to her talk on these shows, she sound like she understand, but she still live contrary to all that. And then from the chameleon to the predator, you fucking play with a religion and start wearing garments that's supposed to give honor to the creator. You disrespecting that. That was temporary. You went right back to the way you was before. Like everything about Brittany Renner says rent to own, rent only. You can only stay there a couple of nights. You gotta go. Do not try to create a home there. That is not going to go well with you. It's not, ever. She's unstable in all of her ways. And anybody who is unstable in all of their ways, they can't be trusted. You can't rely on them. As much as she articulates herself when she wants to, and she knows she's full of shit, she know it, we know it, and every single woman out there in the world who resonates with her behavior, they know it because they're just like her. And y'all need to stop chasing after that shit and worry about your calling and your purpose. Let God lead you. Let God be the one that showed you your wife. If you have one out there waiting for you, let him bring you your business and your success and your joys and your peace. Let God be the one that provides you with the things that are permanent and not temporary. Or we can just continue to do this. Haney going through it right now. That shit, like in the last couple of weeks, it's been like 4 different football players, been like a couple of boxers, all of them under the same bullshit, going through the same shit, dealing with these BBL bandits. But I digress. Y'all do what y'all want. At the end of the day, shit don't really affect me. This shit affects you. It just, imagine a world where simps did not exist and they said, no, you're not getting no free validation over here. Nope, you're not about to make millions and millions of dollars off of us, and you don't even fuck with us. Y'all, a lot of y'all ego high as hell, over the top, and you ain't really earned none of this shit. I get lucky and run into a rapper. And most of these industry people, they move in darkness and in wickedness, and they live their life on principles conform to iniquity. So y'all mesh just perfectly. You can't taint something pure with something dark. But salutes to PJ, man, because he found somebody. And whatever she's doing, it got him to marry her. Brittanys and to Marlon's ex. That money ain't gonna make you happy. Marlon's ex-wife went back to the street to get dick, but nobody's gonna take. Like, I don't know. I'm looking at these things, and it's like, shit, your track record is horrible. If you ever took somebody to court for some shit that they didn't need to go to court for, I don't trust you. Like, yeah, that past matters, man. You really gotta show the change. I'm sorry. Some people are irredeemable in certain aspects, like with Brittanys and a lot of these chicks, man, they so I know all this. You don't have to tell me nothing. I'm a grown woman. I'm independent. I can do this all on my own. I don't need you for nothing. I don't this. I don't need that. Blah, blah, blah. But you want to sue them and you want them to pay you for the rest of your life, even though you're independent. Make that shit make sense. You got it all figured out. But you're still relying on me to take care of you, to buy your plastic, to buy your boxed BBLs, your lip fillers, to rearrange your nose and fix your eyes because one is like this and shit. Maybe your hand is like, you need a, like, come on, man. The chick that looked like the joint off of Blade, was it Blade 1 or 2? Fucking DeMoss. Dank DeMoss. Dank DeMoss looked like the joint off of Blade, the little big monster joint that was in the seat, and he put the light on there. You know what I'm talking about. she just finessed Lyft. She lied on him. She got that man in so much trouble over some dumb shit when her big ass knows that she wasn't supposed to be riding around in that type of vehicle. She got the money to pay for the shit that retrofits her shape, but she still wanted to go there because she knew she could get some money out of that shit easily. That shit crazy, man. We gotta be on swivel with a lot of these people. Fuck that. Fuck that. I don't trust none of y'all. You get on the internet every day and telling yourself. You tell about how you feel about men. You talk about how you did this and how you'll do. You're gonna have to work for it. You're gonna have to work for this, dude. You hear me? You're gonna have to work for that, motherfucker. You're not doing that. I hope you learned your lesson, Marlon. PJ, keep doing what you're doing, bro. Seems like you all right. You finally figured it out. To the Britney Renters of the world, this is not going to end well for you guys. All of this finessing and all of this lying and all of this sacrificing yourself and giving yourself away, it's not love. You can't possibly love yourself if you have to entrap or use worldly pleasures to obtain objectives. You can't love yourself. Not demeaning yourself that way. Not letting people just skeet up in you like that just for a paycheck so you ain't got to work. And you can't be hypocritical about it either. You can't be on here saying, I don't need this and I don't need that. Whole time you're on the internet scrolling and looking around for the next person that you can play on and extort. And God don't like ugly, man or woman or child. And if you're moving reckless and your intentions are garbage, you will eventually be exposed. Maybe not right now, but later on. That's why you crashing out on them. That's why your mom was crashing out. Your mom is probably one of the main people that thought you were going to be an easy come up. You need to get some healing, some counseling. You need to figure some stuff out because you're playing around way too much. And you're being irresponsible to the rest of the community of women out there that still, for whatever reason, still got hope in you. Yeah, there's women out here that still believe in Brittany Renner and Drea Michelle. I still look at them like they're idols or they're someone to respect or get insight from. That shit right there baffles me to this very day. Don't get it. Never did get it.
The fool? Why I gotta be the fool?
No. Miss me with that. This ain't gonna be over until you see one of these people end up dead or in prison because of the type of sin that they're operating under creates those other options. Don't know what I'm talking about? You'll keep on scrolling Instagram and TikTok and keep on scrolling your timeline. You'll get it. female rappers spreading AIDS, sexy red, STDs, B. Simone out here crashing out. There's some women rappers that's been killed. There's been people who have been killed over men and over women because of this. Like, you would think we would know this shit by now, but I guess that's still a lost concept to people. Anyway, man, I'm about to get up out of here. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me this morning. Me and Sid will be back later, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going back in the lab. Appreciate y'all for hanging out. Enjoy the rest of your morning or afternoon or evening, wherever you're residing right now.
Mantra, slave song, slave ship, rip skin, made me rip bones. But no matter how close I am, my ancestors speak, they tell me the tide isn't run